Hello and welcome to the Astro Vibe of the Week. I'm Shira. I am so grateful and honored to be here with you. Let's dive right into it. I'm going to get a little deep today because the astrology is deep right now. And there is a lot of transformative energy that might be either like weighing heavily on some of you, creating some internal tension or questioning. And for a lot of people, there will be quite a bit of grief. The grief that comes with letting go of a 14-year cycle of energy. Now, you might hear some chirping. There are 3 woodpeckers right outside my window right now. And the spiritual significance of the woodpecker that I am familiar with is that a storm is brewing, literally or metaphorically. They're very loud, their heads are very red, and they have cute white bellies with like big black wings. And sometimes it means there's like an actual storm coming. I know there's a big storm happening right now on the East Coast. So just love to anyone that is going through that storm. I hope it's like cozy and warm where you are. If you're somewhere warm like me, I'm in Tulum, Mexico, then oh my goodness, lucky you. Let's send the love out to the people that really need it. So this upcoming week ends a 14-year cycle that started in 2011. So I want you to think back to what happened around 2011 and 2012 especially, because this changing of the guards planetary energy, it's not fast because we're dealing with the planet Neptune. It is a slow unfolding energy. Now, in 2011, Neptune went into Pisces. And Pisces has called us, Neptune in Pisces has called us into a deeper spiritual journey. I know for me, that's literally when I came into the study of astrology. It's the first 200-hour yoga teacher training I ever took. It was the first women's retreat I ever went on. It was the beginning of a new relationship that ended quite sourly, quite intensely, and was very toxic and dramatic. And it also started the period of time when to get very personal, when my father had a stroke, and it kind of led to a 5-year period of time of opening to spirituality and grief and transition into the death process that I never would have been able to integrate had it become before Neptune shifted into Pisces. So for many of you, if you look back in your life around that 2011, 2012 time and see what it began, like what it struck in your soul, notice if there were spiritual themes that began. Neptune is also the planet of creativity and illusion. So those things don't necessarily go together, but sometimes they do, and I'm going to explain why right now. So some people have really vivid, amazing imaginations, and I bet if you're watching this, you're most likely in that boat, that imaginative boat, because the work I do is mostly with people that are empaths. They're highly intuitive, they are like deeply spiritual, and those kind of people have really strong, beautiful imaginations. And sometimes their imagination is used for the best. It's used to create. It's used to have beautiful ideas. It's used to bring thoughts from the ether into the material realm. Neptune is also dancing, and it's the cinemas. It is like film and movies and art and painting and all of these like very creative, magical experiences. Neptune is magic. But it also, the other side of that coin is illusion, confusion, and using your imagination in the wrong way. So for a lot of people, since 2011, there's also been a heightened experience of escapism or addiction, or having a new awareness of how your connection to or disconnection from source, spirituality, creativity has shown up in your world. For some people, it's like I had a family member go through an addiction process, or I lost someone to addiction, or I healed an addiction within myself. You know, it can look so many different ways. So since 2011, with Neptune in Pisces, we walked into a 14-year period of a new layer, a new relationship to spirituality, oneness, creativity, imagination, connection or disconnection from source that could result in disconnection from our heart or deeper connection to our heart, or disconnection from the trust of the universe, which, you know, happens to all of us sometimes when we forget our magic and we forget that we are incarnated beings that chose to come here and have this super mystical, magical experience. And so within that disconnection, sometimes it goes into the wrong use of imagination, which would be fear, worry, or even escapism, like addiction, or even fantasy. Like if someone believes that they are going to be able to change somebody else, that would be a fantasy. Like when you're in a relationship with someone and you think, you know, if I just stick it out long enough, they are going to change and I will help change them and I will save them. Neptune in Pisces, 14-year cycle, I can imagine for many of you, has revealed where we have been in illusion, where we've discovered that we can't change anybody but ourselves, where we discover that we can't control the external world. We can only control our breath and how we experience the external world and what we do about it, and also has awakened us to the awareness of how we need to connect to source energy and spirituality and our creativity on a totally new level, on a higher level that we didn't have access to before. So this is a lot of time to digest. Holy shit. Some of y'all are like 20, you know, you were 5 or 6 years old. This is a long time period to digest this kind of growth. So before moving forward, take the time to pick up your magic wand and journal on how Neptune in Pisces since 2011 has deepened your relationship to your imagination, to your spiritual journey, to how you understand the spiritual laws of the world. Okay? Because I've been sharing this for a couple months. We haven't crossed the threshold, even though this upcoming week on Tuesday, January 27th, Neptune will shift into 0 degrees Aries. It's a slow rollout. If you think about what happened in 2011 versus what happened in your life in 2012, 13, 14, 15, think about the slow rollout of what came in. The other truth to that is Aries is a very fast-moving energy, and it is about the self. And the confusion or the disillusion of Neptune in Pisces will be cleared, and that clearing will be solidified so that within you, you end up having more awareness to what is real and true for you. And you'll be able to move forward with so much clarity into this brand new journey. It's like Neptune and Pisces gave us the tools to connect to spirit. And if you're not connected to spirit, and you're not connected to your soul, and you're not connected to your heart, and you're not connected to your truth, you are lost. And so we learned, here's what's important. And for some of you, that's a continued journey. And Neptune and Aries will just solidify it more into your sense of self and your identity. Because astrology is not like one thing happens and then it's over. No, that's not life. It layers and it integrates. So now we're moving into a time where there's a new process unfolding, a new 14-year cycle of this Aries imagination, this Aries vision. And the Aries energy is all about the self. So you want to begin to ask yourself, what do I truly want in my heart of hearts? Not in a way that is fantasy oriented that may have happened in Pisces, where if you think about the fantasy archetypes, it's like there's a hero that's coming to save me and I'm just waiting. Aries says, nah, bitch, you're a warrior. You are a warrior. You are the hero of your own life. So without that fantasy energy of also like victim, I'm a victim and I need to be saved. It's how can I step into my warrior power? Now we're discovering the deeper energy of what we're willing to fight for in our lives. And it does not mean that we are moving the fight with irritation, frustration, anger, violence. That's not what it truly means to have this warrior nature of something that is soulfully aligned. So connecting with your soul is what Pisces Neptune helped us with, and now Aries Neptune says now you're connected, more connected to your soul than ever before. You might still be integrating that process, and forever will be. I forever will be deepening the connection to my soul, right? I'm not a Buddha floating on a pillow. We're all these three, we're in the 3D, and we must align in some ways with this 3D reality. So there's going to be an integration and a recalibration of the spiritual connection now with the self and your identity. So what in your heart of hearts do you want to connect with? What do you want to call in? Is it related to how you identify yourself? Is it related to your career, your relationships? Is it related to your friendships? Because this whole period of time continues the shedding and the releasing and the clearing of the old. That's why I came in with there's if you're not feeling some grief, I don't know who you are. Like, how is that possible? I'm happy for you if that's you, but for the rest of the people that are feeling the last few months of the shed is also to take time to process and integrate the good that's come out of this time, and what you've learned about yourself and your spiritual journey, and how to move forward on that spiritual journey so that you are integrating your heart and your soul and your truth. With Aries Neptune, we are going to do things differently, and we will no longer be able to survive and especially thrive by using the old ways. And when we talk about the old ways, it's so much, I think there's a lot of like weight, like, oh my God, what is the old ways and what is the new ways and how do I deal with this? And it's really about the lower frequencies. Like, think about the old ways as like what's expired in your fridge that you can't take in anymore because it's literally toxic for you. What can you no longer take in anymore because it's toxic for you? You know that it's not good for you. You know that it's something that needs to be removed. It's something that you no longer want to merge with. Think about what you do want to merge with, what you do want to connect with, and what needs to be let go in order to merge with those things. There is ancient Buddhist teaching that is about the empty cup. If your cup is full, we cannot put anything in it. If your cup is empty, we can put something in it. So taking some time to ask yourself, what's in my cup? And is there anything I want to empty from this sacred cup? This is Zen. And in order to call in the new thing, what old things need to be released? And that is easier said than done. And it, for many people, will weigh on the heart. And for many people, they'll walk through a new relationship of what grief means without spiritually bypassing it. Because Neptune and Pisces has also helped us learn what the fuck is spiritual bypassing. And Neptune in Aries is going to say, what's your truth? Because Aries is about your truth. What is your honest truth? That's why the expired things can't come with you. Because they're not true. They're not true to your frequency anymore. It's challenging. It's tough. I feel it so deeply. And if you're feeling it deeply, I want to give you, I see you, I want you to know that you are in divine timing. And you're like in this grand cosmic rebirth. So to recognize that you're being rebirthed and you're going through the rebirthing portal, and the couple of weeks and even months around the rebirthing portal, December, January, February, like these are rebirthing months. And when you think about being birthed, when you're a baby, you're getting squeezed out or like pulled out by clamps, of this going into this new time, and to have patience with yourself for the newness. And also to remember that it's not something that is to be done alone. Like, you're not here to do this journey alone. Aries is not about doing it alone. It's about doing the honest thing, and in that honest frequency, aligning with the people, places, and things that can really match you, support you, light you up, and help move you forward into the next space that you are ready to go into. So with that being said, if you are wanting to deepen your astrological journey, you're wanting to understand yourself on much deeper levels, and not only that, but know how to care for yourself. So many women, men, human beings, people are struggling with these day-to-day mental frustrations. You're getting frustrated, you're anxious, you're worrying, uncertain, don't feel connected to your path, don't know your purpose. If that's you, there are ancient, tried and true systems to support you in that. One's astrology. Another one is the yogic sciences that are supported by quantum physics and neural reprogramming, these new sciences. So you're not alone in this journey, and there's so many ways to blossom into your true self, your authentic self, and to allow your voice to be heard and to be 100% you in this new time. We need you more than ever before. So if that is you, comment below. Just comment me. That's me. Say that's me. I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to blossom. I'm ready to open up. because there's people, places that are people, places, things, systems waiting to guide you to that next level of self. And I personally would not be sitting here in front of you making this video if I did not have so many amazing mentors, amazing guides, amazing support systems to be able to show up. And I'm continuously calling in that, right? I'm calling in more because I'm not here to do it alone. And I want to make sure that everyone understands that Aries is not about doing it alone. I think a lot of times it's like, Aries, the self, do it alone. Absolutely not. Aries is about being a warrior of your truth. It's about stepping into a new paradigm in a brave and courageous way, in a way that is, not what you've done before. So the word coming through for me is like risky. Yeah, you got to take risks. You got to take a bet on yourself. You got to take a chance on yourself. And that is rewarded during this time. Staying in the old, which is the expired energy, I don't even think we need to worry about it because I think it's going to fall away naturally. And that's why we need to meet ourselves with love and compassion and honesty, because then everything the frequency of everything aligns. So I'm going to open my chart and share with you the January 27th, which is Tuesday. Here we have Neptune at 0 degrees Aries with Saturn at 28 Pisces, just so near to follow. So still in this in-between kind of could be a little bit foggy time, and just having faith, having trust that you are in the perfect place, you're at the perfect time, and really knowing that whatever you're feeling, just allow it to move through you as these new energies are being recalibrated and you are changing. You are deeply changing. You're literally having a cellular upgrade. And that's not normally an easy, comfortable thing. So if you're not feeling comfortable, you're probably in it, in the best kind of way, because you're being recalibrated. So on Tuesday, we also have Pluto and Mars at 3 degrees Aquarius. So that's the Pluto-Mars conjunction you're most likely hearing a lot about. And Mars is the planet that rules Aries, okay? So that is that warrior energy, that warrior spirit. And on a really deeply personal level. So I'm not talking collective, because if I start to talk about the collective frequencies, then I'll talk about all the shit that's happening in the world. We know that there's darkness in the world. We know that there's wars. We know that there's pain. We know that there's horrible, crazy things happening. But the warrior energy, the Mars energy, is what to you is worth fighting for. And we also know that the work starts from the inside out. Everything starts from the inside out. So Pluto brings what was under the surface, any shadows up to the surface, and Pluto alchemizes the past. Pluto alchemizes what's not working. Pluto is also really strong, deep power, deep resources. Now, there will absolutely be, in the 3D realm, like in the regular world stage, there will absolutely be conflict or uprising, or even, the people fighting for what they believe in, and hopefully some really beautiful activism happens and things transform in the external world. I am really interested in our internal world, okay? Because for me, the thing that I am a warrior for is soul connection. In truth. And that means that I believe and understand and deeply know that how I am with myself and my vibration and my frequency. I need to be right with myself before I can do literally anything else in my world. I need to sit down and be with myself. Now, Pluto, if you're relating to this in any way, maybe you're an activist fighting for the collective in the external world. It starts from within, right? And it starts with our even ancient relationships. If you feel called to fight for women's rights, maybe in past lives you were condemned for being a healer, for working with women, for just being a woman, So it moves through us in so many ways. It moves through our past lives. It moves through our mother line. It moves through our father line. It moves through our genetic coding. And it shows up in ourselves and then in the external world. And doing really deep work on yourself will change your relationship with the external world. So why am I talking about this? Because Pluto is the alchemizer and the part of you that is really strong and really powerful. But on the flip side of that coin, sometimes the power goes to the wrong part of you, if you know what I mean. Sometimes the power is in the hands of the inner critic or in the hands of the doubter within you, and it's loud and it's strong and it's toxic and horrible. So this week, there might be a really strong awareness coming through of what is your higher power and what is your lower power, and being able to fight for that higher power so that you can show up in your truth, in alignment for the greater good. That's Aquarius, for the people, for your future in a new way. And that will make this a very potent week. So good. You're gonna have the best week ever if you're choosing. And it's not just like, oh yeah, I choose my higher self now. It might be good job if that's you. For a lot of people, it's actually realigning with the practices that they know are good for them that they are just not doing, like meditating or saying what is on their mind that they're scared to say. It's like, do the thing. What's the thing? Do the thing. It's scary because Mars, Aries, Neptune, Aries, Mars, Aquarius, aligning with Pluto. Yeah, it's scary. And because you're human, and you signed up for this, and you can do this, and you're so strong and powerful, and you're also not alone. So if you're on this like struggle bus of like, I don't know what to do because I'm half in the past, half in the future, this is the time where you are really called to do these practices where you're doing yoga or meditation, regulating central nervous system. That's something we do in Abracadabra Astrology. Learn the practice so you can implement them every single day and actually show up for yourself, because you're here to do really big things. So Pluto-Mars alignment within ourselves creates a new opportunity to fight for our higher power, the greater good, the all of collective. And during this time period, even though it's not exact, Pluto and Mars is in a stellium with the sun. So there's just so much energy happening in the Aquarian levels of things. And then Venus and Mercury and the sun are also in a stellium. So there's just this parade of Aquarius energy, which is about the greater good, and it's about integrating the higher frequencies that are coming down. Higher frequencies are coming down, and it's normal to feel a little all over the place, maybe chaotic, maybe like there's just some, either worry or anxiety or just like frustration, because the energies are moving very quickly. And in order to work with them, we need to be embodied in our body. We need to ground into them. And each person has their own way of doing that. And you know that you're grounded when your heart feels at peace. So if there's one piece of advice that I would give you for moving into this new territory, in this transition territory, it's what do you do in your life that brings you to a place where your heart feels at peace, where you don't have pressure, where you don't have anxiety? What is it that you do where you get your heart into a place of peace? And then go from there. What do I want to do next? Getting yourself where your heart feels into a place of peace means your central nervous system is regulated and you're able to hold these new higher frequencies. I said it 8 times, I'll say it again. We're here to align, especially now more than ever, with the higher power within us, and to fight for that higher power that will and does in every step and every moment align with our heart and show us the true way. I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in. There are 3 spots left for the Nicaragua retreat. If you're curious about it, shoot me a message. And I am so grateful for you, honored to be here with you, and I'll see you on the other side.